Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's your main man, Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Team.
Arkatech Beatz.
Yo, shout out to my partner, Mike Trauma D. I am back. Took a few days off to go on vacation. You know, took my kids out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Had to make a quick New York run, you know what I'm saying? But listen, we're here today. So if it's your first time here, man, listen, I'm Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Team, Arkatech Beatz. Every night we get together, or when I'm here, we get together and we do music production, beat making, live stream using the MPC XSE, Makai MPC. Shout out to those guys. And like I said, man, we get together, we show folks how to basically use the MPC, how to produce music, making beats, you know, ask them, you know, answer questions about the music business. And sometimes we get into some other related topics in terms of, you know, entrepreneurship, music marketing, social media marketing, etc. Today I got a little bit of a sample that I want to try to work on, something that I just kind of pulled up, and we're going to try to get busy. Let's go. Shout out to everybody that's joining the live, man. We got a 4-bar loop. It's at about 78 BPM, you know, slow flow. Let's go. Lay that down real quick. Kaz, what up? Add another hat to this. Let's go. Source, what up? True the boy. Appreciate you. Kaz, what up? We back in the mix, man. We was out for a few days. You know what I mean? Yo, people be using loops and then get mad when they want to use AI for a song. Listen, man, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Santana, what up? Listen, man, where's everybody at, man? We're going to get into this AI conversation in a little bit, man. This AI and Timberland and everybody going crazy, man. Not understanding what's really happening. Let's go. Let's go. Listen, if you're better than AI, that means what you program will be better than you. That's all. Thanks for playing. What's up, man? Let's go. Yo, shout out to everybody that's joining the live. We're just getting started, man. We're cooking tonight. Good to be back, man. I've been itching to get on. Let's go. go. Now we got to get this to go from 4 bars to 8, right? We're going to erase the rest. Let's go. Ultra, what up? Rob Mully, what up? Let's go. Hit them like buttons, man. Let's go, man. Hit the share button. Let's go, man. Shout out to all the new followers, man. Gotta love it. Yeah, we're gonna put a little bit more on this bass line on it. Listen, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. I've been gone for a few days, man. We did 50 days straight on the lives. I had to take a little vacay, man. Had to, you know, run out of town real quick, you know what I'm saying? Take the kids on their little, you know, kids had to go to their little New York trip real quick, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that be rocking with me in the lives. Shout out to everybody that be rocking with me in the lives, man. You know, it's good to be back. Been out the mix for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, been meaning to get back on the lives and been meaning to kind of get into this conversation. I seen the people going crazy about the AI over the weekend. Mad at Timberland, cursing Timberland out, calling them the devil. All kind of craziness, man. It's like, it's nutty, bro. I'm telling you. But we're going to get into that after we get into this beat a little bit, man. We definitely going to get into that conversation, man. You're going to be cooking up this. You're going to be cooking for real. I see you. Okay, that's the right note, but not the right sound. And sometimes it's like that. Can I give you, Rob Mully say, can you give us your honest opinion about this AI in hip hop? And look, I don't want to dry out the live with it, but I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Shout out to you, Rob, for asking that question, man. Listen, if you haven't been using AI, and everybody who is currently using AI, and I'm on AI every single day. I have been on AI every single day since since it was announced to the public, I paid for my pro plans. ChatGPT, Grok, 11 Labs, Hey Gen, you name it. I've been trying to use it. Opus Clip, you name it. I've been trying to use everything that had AI generation, anything that could help us to complete tasks faster. And the one thing that I started to learn about AI is this. Your AI is only as good as you program it. You know what I'm saying? And it's only as good as you program it. And what I would say to people is this. Is you see how you don't have a choice? Like, you see like how, Tesla is here, right? Tesla is here. It's going to disrupt the gas and automobile industry, whether you like it or not. It is here. It's here. You can't. There's nothing that you're going to be able to do with that. It's here. And what a person like Timbaland is basically trying to show you, and he's basically telling you that, listen, this is where it's going, right? I'm going to show you what I can do with it. Which means if I can do it, you can do it. And your best bet is to basically learn what I'm learning, get in where I'm getting in, because this is where it's going. And either we have control over something or you're going to have control over nothing. And I think that people have to really take the position and understand that you're not going to be able to fight this. A lot of us are not old enough to a lot of you guys are not old enough to understand disruption in this music business. Because imagine me now, when I first started, it was on the, everybody was using reel-to-reels and reel-to-reel tapes. When I first started, then they started using those the VHS tapes to record on ADATs, right? And DA88s, right? So they used to use the 8mm joints and the VHS tapes to start doing digital recording. And everybody was against it because it was like, oh, it doesn't sound good like how 2-inch sounds. Before you know it, here come Pro Tools. Everybody can get Pro Tools now if you had a Power Macintosh and an interface. You had the Digio 1. That put so much studios out of business. Everybody was trying to fight it, and it put so many studios out of business. These things are disruptors. They change industries, and it puts certain industries on their heels. This is just what happens. Now, while we sit around and we're complaining about it, and we're saying, oh, we don't want this to happen, and we don't want it to change, right? The labels swoop in. They make the deals. Right? Because all of you guys, who's old enough to remember when Napster came on the scene? Who's old enough to remember when LimeWire came on the scene? Who's old enough to know when they first was using Kazaa and all of that stuff? MP3s and all of that. Who's old enough to remember that? And when that stuff started to happen, we was like, oh my God, what's happening with all of this? MP3s, this and all this stuff. Nobody knew what this stuff was going to do. This joint fundamentally changed the music industry. We went from CDs to downloads and iPods overnight. It totally disrupted the music industry. For a while, they didn't know what to do. So they had to sue Napster. They had to regroup, figure it out until they can understand what was happening. Until now, we move into a model where it was first iTunes, right? Download 99 cents. And then we wound up moving into a streaming platform type of era, right? And while we were sitting around complaining about it, the labels made the deals. Oh, they licensed the music. They paid to partner with Spotify. Now what? Now we still here complaining about the rates. Well, we could have been looking at the technology and could have been saying, man, what does it take to stream music? Because if you have a website now, what does it take to stream music? What does it take to deliver music right now? It's basically an email delivery system. If we had just gotten in on the ground floor and figured out how we needed to figure it out so that we could control it, we'd have had a bigger piece of the pie. But we don't do that. All we do is we complain about it. We want it to stay the same. Nothing stays the same. It has to move. It has to get better. It has to grow. So, people may not like what he's doing, but listen, the AI is an extension of you. The AI can only program as good as you program. If you're not good at music, you're not going to be good at programming your AI. If you're good at music, your AI is going to be so much better. You know what I'm saying? For some people, it'll help to bridge the gap. But, People acting like, oh, the AI is just going to take over stuff. Not necessarily, man. It's only as good as who's programming it. And listen, bad music is going to be bad music no matter if it's AI or not. You're still going to have to create, bro, because you're still going to have to find it. It's a different way of creating. We have to get used to different ways of creating music, man. It's the same way I went from this box and I went into FL Studio. I could have said, I don't want to learn FL Studio. I could have said, I don't want to learn Ableton. I could have said, I don't want to learn Pro Tools. I could have said those things. I could have said, I don't want to do what these guys is doing in FL Studio. I don't want to do trap music. I could have said that. You know what I'm saying? But I went and we went and I learned. I'm an old guy. That's a young person platform. You know what I'm saying? I went and I had to learn it. People have to learn it. You have to be open to evolving. You have to adapt. If you don't adapt, you're gonna become extinct. And that's the situation here. And listen, remember, ultimately, it will be up to the consumers to decide what they're willing to pay for, right? If the consumers are willing to pay for AI music, they'll pay for it. If consumers really like an artist, they're going to pay for it. It's up to consumers to decide what they want to consume. It's up to them, right? Now, if you make trash AI music, trash music is trash music. You know what I'm saying? Trash music is trash music, But I think everybody should still understand that, listen, there are going to be different ways. Listen, I think there's going to be ways, Hero, that we'll be able to program what we're programming this way and feed it in and then tell it to embellish on it. Yo, fix my mix. All right, yo, give me my joint where I can get it faded at 1 minute, drop the beat here. Like, this is how we want AI to work for us. You know what I'm saying? Where we can start it and then they can complete parts of the task to get it faster. While I'm sitting here trying to, sequence it and stuff. What if I was able to take my record, put it right into my AI and say, yo, man, sequence my record for me. You know what I'm saying? We want tools to help us to get faster to completion and execution. Like, that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for those type of tools. Tools for when we get stuck creatively. Okay, help us get over the hump. You know what I mean? Let me have an assistant or a writer in the room with me that can help to learn my style and help to get me over the hump. You know what I mean? Like, these are the ways that we're supposed to be trying to use AI, man. We're not supposed to be looking at it like, oh, we're trying to replace this and that. And if I have an AI avatar, like say for example, you got a guy like Hitmaker. And Hitmaker said this thing really, really profound the other day when he was like, yo, I was writing all these dope records, but nobody wanted to hear them from me. Right? I'm writing dope records. Imagine I'm writing dope records, but the industry or the world doesn't want to hear the hit records that I wrote from me. This is where an AI avatar can help, right? Because sometimes you have these situations where people are biased toward aesthetics and these type of things when it comes to artists. And this is where AI avatars can help that type of situation, where a person's music can really get out, right? But they can still represent you, but it don't have to, you can be faceless. You can still have anonymity. So you got to think of different ways to use this thing. Now, I don't think it takes away from the process, man. I think you're still going to have to create music, man. I ain't going to hold you. I think you're still going to have to create music, man. Because if I give you ChatGPT and you and I go into a challenge and say, hey, man, let's get the best output on this ChatGPT on a certain topic, your output's not going to be the same. It's all about the user and knowing what to put in, how to put it in. So if you don't have any technical music skills, if you don't know what to put into this thing, it's not going to help to complete that. You know what I mean? It's like it's going to help, but it ain't going, it's like it's garbage in, garbage out, basically. Listen, the labels are basically trying to see if they can find a way to get the output of Suno and other places to be enough to be copyrighted. Once they figure that out, or once they pay enough legislators, right? Once they pay enough Congress people to pass the law that whatever you put in AI can be copyrighted, that's when you're going to see the labels swoop in. Like, that's when you're going to see it. Like, not until they can get it to be copywritten. You know, they remember what happens is everything in music business is about the exploitation of copyrights, man. And nobody wants to put stuff into the system that they're not going to be able to control. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. And look, when I get off this live, I expect, you know, my comments to be crazy on my posts, and people saying that I'm, you know, it's all about the profit and the what you call it. But you have to really think about our community. Our community doesn't control any of this stuff. They don't control nothing. They don't control the distribution. They don't control nothing, right? Like, this is not, you know, like this type of technology is not so advanced that we don't control it. Why isn't there a, you know, why isn't there a musician really based distribution company, right? Why don't we have one of those? Why don't we have a musician based like social media platform? Like, you know, like where are those things? Like, these things are not, like, a lot of these codes are open source, man. You know, so a lot of the stuff that we're talking about and we're fighting against, it's like, yo, we're not even taking the chance to understand what the technology is, man. And I look, and from the songwriter and beat maker situation, it can hurt. Like, I think it can. Like, I think it can hurt. But at the end of the day, is my job as a producer and a futurist, and I look at it. I look at producers as futurists and songwriters as futurists. It's our job to advance with the tools, right? So if there's a new tool that's coming out that makes writing easier, or if it makes production easier, or if it makes it better, it's our responsibility to learn it. It's our responsibility. It's our responsibility to learn what it's going to do and what it can create, and it's our responsibility to use that to make it sound better and to push the music forward. You know, I can't fight against something that's already here, bro. Like, it's here. I can't fight. It's already here. You know, I've been said this for a long time, man. Is that if you even just look at the music industry right now, you see how it's flat, right? And the same thing with the movie business. It's flat, right? Like, it's all here. Like, the music business is flat. The movie business has been flat. And a lot of it has been flat for the last 2 years since ChatGPT came on the scene. I don't think people really realize that. Like, a lot of it has been flat since then. Ever since the writer's strike and the thing from that time. Like, yo, it's all been flat. And the reason why it's all been flat and kind of stagnant and not growing is because they're trying to figure out how to use this AI. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure out how we're going to use this AI to really make it work for us. Right? And listen, the folks that own the studios and the folks that own the labels and that type of stuff, these folks, of course, they want to use it for nothing but profit. You know that and I know that. Okay, that's fine. But you still have an independent section, right? You have an independent section of industry, independent writers, independent producers, independent filmmakers, etc. We can also use it. Remember, there's no longer the gatekeeping between us and the consumers. That's no longer. So as long as we have access to the same tools, we can create the same outputs, right? So it doesn't have to be dominated by the studios. You know, it's only because we keep relying on the studios or we keep relying on the labels because we want access to their capital. That's what puts us at a disadvantage. I need a name for the beat, chat. I need a name for the beat, chat. And look, the thing about it too, like, you know, I remember when, listen, I was old enough to remember when the whole Biz Markie thing happened and they folks was going hard against sampling. They was like, oh, you guys are sampling music. You guys are not creators. You guys are not musicians. You guys are not this. That hip hop is not music. Like, that used to be the conversation. That's what folks used to say. Anytime something new comes and folks don't like it or folks don't understand it or folks can't understand what's going on, that's the conversation. Everybody's in an uproar. Everybody's in a tizzy. You know, all I could tell you is that since AI has been introduced into my sphere, man, the things that I've been able to execute are exponentially faster. Okay? Contract reviewing. Going back and forth trying to understand what's happening in your contracts. Going back and forth looking at it, trying to find discrepancies in your royalty statements. Like, things that would take human folks hours. Sort it out. Do this. Put it in a pivot table. Export it for me. Boom, boom, boom. Nobody's mad about that, right? but they mad about the other stuff. Listen, man, these are tools, man. You got to use them for what they use them for. It is what it is. And not for nothing, man. It's like, somebody was also saying, listen, that there's too much music out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much music. Some people were saying that it's too much music and not enough good music. And they said that maybe AI would help to change that and fix that. All right? They're saying basically we made it too easy. And the best of the best music is not coming out. Yeah, like, listen, man. Who in the chat be going to the gym, yo? Like, who in the chat be going into the gym? Like, who in the chat goes to the gym? Just by a raise of hands. Like, who in the chat is in the gym? Right? So listen. If you ever used to be in the gym and you was a gym rat, man, how did you feel? Like, how did you feel when you first found out that your favorite person that was in the gym that was jacked was on roids? How did you feel when you found that out? When you found out that here you are training, eating protein, doing, trying to low carb it, trying to carb low, trying to do this, trying to do all of that stuff, supersets, this, that, the third, split schedules, training twice a day, all that, just to find out that your person would been cheating all the time using steroids. Like, it's real. Like, it's the realest thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people, it's like, I put in all this time in my craft. I put in all of this and I did this. And people should not be able to circumvent that. And, man, miss me with that, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like these folks been cheating. You just ain't know. Them folks been shortcutting. You just ain't know. What I realize, man, is that what we've been fed, a lot of us been fed a whole bunch of lies, man. And, we feel like suckers for believing the lies, man. We feel like suckers. It be like that, when you finally get enlightened, you be like, man, you guys had me thinking it was this way, but it was the other way, bro. Like, yeah, man, you can't even fall for it, man. So it's the same thing with this AI, man. And you know what I really don't like is I don't like the narrative that these guys are talking about. Your man Timbo was listening to people's tracks and was using other people's tracks to feed his AI. Yo, that's Timbaland, bro. Like, how dare y'all, man? How dare y'all? Y'all see me on this joint 50 days straight make beats, 50 days making tracks, track after track after track. You know the type of work homie didn't put in? And you think that he need to take anybody music? Come on, bro. You gotta put respect on that man name, for real, man. You think he need any of y'all music, dog? You think he need any of y'all music? Let's be honest, man. Like, come on, man. Like, folks is not really, like folks don't slip and hit themselves on the hit their head, man. Like, for real. Like, I gotta say that. Like, you fell and hit your head, man. If he put you on this platform, even if you had to pay for it, and be like, yo, nothing came out of it, you supposed to take the moment and you supposed to leverage the moment, bro. That's the bottom line. Like, you gotta leverage it, man. Like, you can't, people is too busy trying to figure out, like, yo, if this person put me on a platform, my whole life is supposed to change. That's not their responsibility. Your life is only going to change when you make it change. Nah, people is trying to allege that Timbaland took their music when he was doing the reviews to put into to train his AI. He don't need it. He don't need nobody music to train his AI. His catalog is long enough. Pause. You know what I'm saying? For him to be able to train his own AI. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. His catalog is super crazy. So I don't understand what people is talking about. But people want a talking point. People want to feel like he's, I see cats talking about it like he's scamming folks. He's listening to all their music to train an AI. Come on, man. You gotta be. Are you kidding me? For everybody who's been watching me on these lives for the last 50 days making tracks, are you kidding me? And I ain't got the catalog that Timbaland got. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Y'all crazy, man. Let's go. Yo, even if you say Danger was making all those tracks, bro, listen, it's the same way that Timbaland was making all those tracks for Devontae Swing and Jodeci and all of them. Okay? Everybody got to get on where they get on at, man. And if Danger ain't complaining, ain't nobody else complaining. All right? Let's go. Anthony said, "Well, I'll let AI mix it massive for you." Yo, Ant, man, for the last 10 years, me and Mike were brand ambassadors for AI mastering software called Cloud Bounce that got bought out by them folks at FL Studio. Okay? Like, we've been on the wave. Whenever we see something, we hollered at those developers. We told those developers we want in. You got to understand, like, you could be a part of it, or you can watch folks just take it and run. And then folks take it and get rich. You understand? Like, you can't just sit here. Like, we're not talking about a little bit rich. We're talking about people getting billionaire rich on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, while we're sitting here, right? Why is there only one title? There should be about 10 titles. But because we complain about it, right? We could have had different streaming services that could have created competing situations that would have raised royalty rates. We never created them. All we did is complain about it. Yo, you got to create something, man. You can't complain about this stuff, man. Like, you got to create it, man. You can make your own GPTs. You can basically code at this point with ChatGPT. What's the excuse? A lot of this stuff is open source. You could use Grok. You could use any of these things. You can use Gemini. You see what Google's coming with. Pause. Like, you see it. Like yo, you can literally take the AI now and go and innovate from thought to execution. What people talking about? Like, what people talking about? You know what I mean? I see people upset, like they upset, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's advocating for this. Man, he advocating for it because he's trying to tell you that the ship has already left the building. He's probably already seen the capability of Suno behind the wall, and it's telling y'all, like, listen, this thing is so disruptive, you're gonna have to create your own situation. He's just telling you what you got to do. That's it. You got to figure it out, man. You know what I'm saying? You think I want to be sitting here cutting samples? I got to tell my AI, man, you'll find a start point for me. Take the click out. hero. Basically, like you said, he's basically telling you not to stay behind. Don't get left behind. The train is leaving the station. It's leaving rapidly. Get on. That's what he's trying to tell folks. And not only is he trying to tell you not to fall behind, he's also showing you what to do. Like, you can't make this up. He's telling you, you can create your own label. You can create your own artist. Can you imagine you create your own artist and nobody knows it's AI? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could have done that. Anthony said he don't want to feel like he's cheating. Remember what I said about them steroids now? People been cheating, you just don't know. Yeah, my favorite bodybuilder, Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? I used to have all the stuff, Conan the Barbarian. I sampled Conan the Barbarian all over Immobilarity, all kind of stuff, right? Conan, you know, Commando, Terminator, you name it, I love it. You know how much it hurt my heart to hear the man said he was taking them steroids, cycling on, cycling off. I'm like, man, here I was trying to lift these weights, doing all this type of stuff, man. And folks is using steroids, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like folks was using steroids. He was the top bodybuilder in the world on steroids. Yeah, Arnold took roids, man. Go watch his documentary on Netflix, man. Man, talk about it straight up. And he ain't telling you until now. Now he admitting it. When he's like in his late 60s, damn near 80 years old, telling you that he's on the roids. And that's what I'm saying, man, is that people are using stuff. You know, you ever see some of your other counterparts that can seem to work around the clock, but they ain't telling you that they're using, you know, the white powder or using Adderall or something like that? Hey, come on, man. Folks be out here trying to do everything for advantages, man. All I'm saying is that, you know, don't die on that moral high horse. A lot of us be dying on the moral high horses, man, and nobody don't really care. It's just saying. Not saying not to have integrity. I'm just saying, you know. Yo, Rob Mully say, what's my opinion on the production on the Carter 6? Yo, I have not had the chance to even listen to the Carter 6 album. I haven't had a chance to listen to it. And, you know, seeing what I'm seeing online, I'm a little bit concerned. I'm a little bit, concerned of what I'm seeing in terms of that. And when I say moral high horse, man, is that, you know, a lot of times what they do is they trick us, man. They trick us into, you know, taking a position of a moral authority. Like, you know, they say that, hey, man, you know, you're not supposed to do this, that, and the third. And then all of your other counterparts are doing something they basically got you locked in to being a moral authority while everybody else is just cheating. You know what I'm saying? And there's no recourse for the people cheating. They tell you that they're going to get karma, and they never get karma. You know what I mean? So when I say moral high horse, I'm just saying in a general sense that, you know, sometimes they make us believe that, you know, we're answering to something that's higher, or that we're answering to something that, you know, that's supposed to kind of, you know, quote unquote, do the right thing. But the reality is that the people around us who have created the thought process of, you know, doing the right thing, we're never doing the right thing. You know what I mean? So I think in any playing field that you're in, you have to really look at the landscape and really see, like, are people really doing what they say they're doing? You know what I mean? Because people will all out here, they'll say that they're doing this and that and the third, but they're not really doing that. Nah, I don't say that. I just say if you're looking to mix and master plus use AI, man, I think that's the best thing. Because look, when you have the better knowledge that you have, right, is the better that you can direct your AI. It's all about your knowledge. So the more that I know about a subject, the better I can design my AI. The better that I can train my AI, because now I know more. I know what terms to use. Right now we can have a better conversation. You know what I mean? So I think people have to realize that it's really like having a technical assistant, but your technical assistant is no good for you if you don't know what to tell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the use of having a technical assistant that you don't know how to talk to? Man, that's basically, it's like Jarvis. Like, it's real talk. You know what I mean? Like, real talk. If you design your GPT, you know what I mean? There you go, man. It's like having a team that understands what you want and how you need it to be done. You know what I mean? Like, when I like, you can imagine when I have my GPTs, I'm loading in documents, right? Because I'm loading in the documents of what I wanted to know. I wanted to know this. I wanted to know that. And in addition to what it is, I'm loading in my writing style. I'm loading in this. I'm loading in that. So when I'm asking it to do things, it already knows who I am. It knows what I want and knows what I need to do. So now when I'm talking to it, now I can have it really be a true extension of what I need it to be. It's a fantastic tool, man. I'm telling you, man. If I could have been 21 and they gave me this, ha, ha. Yeah, man, it's a tool, man. We have to use it for a tool, man. I think I'm good with this right here now. I think I'm good with this right here. Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. It's good to be back, man. I miss y'all, man. I do, man. And just remember that just remember now, um, if for those who used to, mix and master records, you know how long that would normally take, But imagine, like, say for example, when we used to be mixing records back in the day, we're talking about 8 to 10 hour sessions to mix records, right? To mix one record, 8 hours, 12 hours, right? 8 to 12 hours, 8 to 10, 12 hours to mix one record. Imagine now you take your joint, you put your stems in, you tell her, hey man, mix my record. Yeah. Now I was mixing it in an hour, maybe two. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the type of stuff that we're talking about, man. We're talking about being able to get it done in real time and get things done super fast, man. So this will free up your time to do other things.
Arkatech Beatz.
Make more beats. Let's go.
Arkatech Beatz.
Yeah, I think people are thinking that it's going to be totally autonomous. We're not there yet, but it's getting fast. It's getting closer. We're not totally there yet, but listen, it will get to a point where it will start to learn, and it may be slightly autonomous. But I don't think they want it to be completely autonomous, only because of the implications that, these things, start to become self-aware and sentient. You don't really want that. You don't want a Terminator type situation to happen to you. If you know what I mean. Here, I appreciate that, bro. Listen, man, I had made a quick run to New York, man. Had to visit my sister for her birthday. So I just put this thing into song mode, man. We're going to start with the intro. We're going to do the verse. The verse is 12 bars. We're going to go back into the hook. The verse is more 12 bars, the hook, and then another verse. It really shouldn't be another verse, but it'll end off there. So let's listen to it. Let's see what this joint sound like. Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. Shout out to everybody that liked the live, shared the live. We had a good conversation about this AI stuff, boy, folks. Boy, whew, I'm telling you, this AI stuff. Shout out to everybody that sent the gifts in. E Santana, I see you. I appreciate you, man. Born Ready, I see you. Bunch of folks in here. Shout out to Rich Harmon in the building. Ashkin, what up? Chad, I still need a name for the beat, though.
Arkatech Beatz.
Human versus AI. Artificial thoughts, right? thesaurus. I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna bring the camera closer so you can see the screen more clear. Work on that come tomorrow. What up? Yeah, I think we're gonna end it like that. Yeah, I like the name Artificial Thoughts. I like that. Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, the amount of vitriol I seen on the line for homie for the last few days about this AI boy. People talking about, I hate you, he's a demon. I'm like, man. I said, what kind of folks are these, man? Folks talking like this, man. Folks talking crazy, man. G-79. Shout out to Anthony, man. What's up? We've been live for about an hour. I was trying to take care of some extenuating business tonight. Got on a little later than I would have liked, but had to handle some things. Folks got any questions in the live, man? I know folks are asking a lot of questions about this AI and this position. Listen, I really need to listen to the Wayne joint, man. I don't really know what to expect. I don't really have any expectations, man. You know what I mean? I don't have any expectations, man. You know what I mean? Cash Motif, man. Go to arkatechbeatz.com. You got a review section there if you were trying to submit something. But the reality of the situation is like this, man. I wanna listen to the Wayne joint. I'm gonna listen to it and give y'all some feedback on it. But in my opinion, again, I've been saying this for a long time. This is Lil Wayne. He got access to the best production in the world. So, in my opinion, we already know he could rap. The album shouldn't fall flat, and that's not what I'm seeing online. Folks is talking kind of funny about it. So I haven't heard it yet, so I don't have any opinions. But in my brain, anybody that got access to the best production don't have any excuse for a weak album. I'm sorry. You just don't have an excuse. You don't have an excuse for a weak album. You know what I mean? You'll have access to the best producers in the world. And look, And look, you probably have, this is probably the singular time in history where you have access to the most producers in the world. Okay, not just the best, but most. So I don't know. So why is AI good? AI is good for execution of tasks. AI is good to be able to figure out things faster at a quicker pace, right? Like that's why AI is good. You know, if you've ever used AI to analyze documents, if you've ever used AI to um, help you to figure certain things out, to help you problem solve, that's what makes it good. On an industry level, it's supposed to enhance and make your music better. Like real talk. For folks who may not be good at mixing, should be able to help you with that. If you're not good with melody writing, it's supposed to help you with that. Now, are we saying that it should replace every aspect of it? We're not saying that. What we are saying is that it should be an extension of you. But it's about enhancing the process. That's a good way to say it. It's about enhancing the process and making it not only easier for you to create more. Like think about how hard it is for some folks who get caught into you're on my site, it says arkatechbeatz.com. You just scroll down, it's gonna say music reviews. Just click on that. It's right in the middle of the website. Unless my website is down, and I doubt that. Let me take a look. Let me look at my website right now. I'm looking. You scroll all the way down. You're gonna go past drum kits. You're gonna go past the books, and then you're gonna go right to music reviews, and you're gonna say book a review now. And you click the button, and then you'll be able to go from there. So it's there. So and look, I want more quality in the music. Nah, it's not a book a call. Just scroll straight down, man. It's in the middle. It's not a professional music review. Don't click on the menu tab. Just click on the websites on the main page. I think AI is supposed to listen. I think what has to happen too, right, is this. And someone also said this too. Like when people talk about music, right? People were able to. Someone said this, and I forget the young lady's name, but she was saying something that I thought was very profound. When she said that a lot of people treated music not as a craft, right? They didn't treat music as a craft, something that you needed to get better with. People treated music as a hustle, as a quick way to get money, right? So like she was saying basically like you can't fake a jump shot, or you can't fake, being a wide receiver or a quarterback. You can't fake that. You have to have the skill. You have to put in the time to get good. But when we're talking about it, music, people were faking, people can make fake albums. You can have auto tune, you can do this, you can do that, you can fake your following, you can do this, you can fake your streams, you can do everything to make it look like you was a music person, or that you were better than you really were. Right? You can use auto tune, you can do this, you can do that, and they say basically that's what hurt music. Is that you could fake it, right? So I think what happens in this situation where we're talking about, I think AI will make music better. I think it will help to make music better. I think that's the reality of the situation. I think we're looking at something that it can really make a situation a lot better. Shout out to Balik, or the brother, man, for your gift, man. And look, some songs are going to be fully AI. Some songs won't be. Some songs will be better than others. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. You got to put some work in, too, I think, too. So Rich Harmon's asking the question is like, when you are producing and everything is 50% copyright, DistroKid, etc. If one wants to be exploited and have you as a partner, a featured artist, what does it say? Nah, if they want to put you as a featured artist, you don't get less. You know what I mean? Once you put your splits in, you're pretty much good. You know, you want to kind of determine if you want to be a featured artist or a collaborative artist. I would always suggest that you become a like a co-main artist, so that you can always get part of the streaming and the discoverability on when I say the streaming, meaning like the monthly listeners and stuff like that. You know, you want to be able to have that number count toward your number as well. If you're just a featured artist, it doesn't count toward that number. Listen, man. There are times when I gotta let AI write for me. I might be doing a correspondence. I might be like, "Yo, I need you to finish this for me," but I need it to be this is what I'm trying to say, and then it'll give me something. Then I'll look at it and I'll be like, "Okay, I could take it from here." You know what I mean? I could take it from wherever it's at, or I need to change this, or I could change that. I think it's just again when you get into a situation where you might have, blocks. You know, if you're trying to get through something, you're trying to execute something, and you don't want to sit there all day trying to figure out what you're gonna say, how you're gonna say it. So it's definitely a good tool for that. Listen, man, I like technology, man, and you know, a long time ago, I decided to embrace when things change, and I think that helps to keep you young. You know, I think it helps to keep you in the know, and it helps that you can connect better with your children. I think when we put up these obstacles and we say, "Hey, we don't want to learn this, and we don't want to do that, and we want it to stay the same," I think that we create obstacles, man. So that's the question, Anthony. We have to find out, how does he run his label, man? We have to start asking those questions, man. Like, how does he do it? You know, like, what's his thought? What does it look like? You know, we have to ask those questions. We have to get those answers. Listen, man. Juan is saying, on the positive side, how scary is it to accept when dudes who came up on the MPC 60 and SP 1200 wake up tomorrow and be like, "AI, make a beat for me"? Listen, man. Those guys was mad when the people started using FL Studio. If you remember, when Heads was using FL Studio, right? When Ninth Wonder was coming through talking about he was using FL Studio, they used to clown him, say it was 99-cent $99 software, that you can't make beats on that. How you making beats on that? And blah blah blah. Remember when folks were saying, "Oh, you can't use FL Studio to make beats"? That's $100 software. Remember? That's how it always starts out. You know, people don't want to use it, and then it takes over. Now look, you'd be hard pressed to find a young producer that ain't using it. It's definitely on some Iron Man type stuff, man. It's like having a Jarvis, man. Like, man, let me tell you, man. Like, let me tell you. Let me tell you. I'm having an ongoing dispute with some folks. Can't really go into it too deep, but do you know how beneficial it is to be able to take, negotiation points, and taking things, running it into the AI, doing scenario based negotiation, right? You know, having it look at the cadence of responses and say, okay, where do you see where we can, you know, ask for more? And, you know, the probability of this and what is that? Like, do you see how powerful that is? It's now me being able to take that information. Now I can go back to my attorney. You know, I'll go back to my attorney and I can say, listen, you know, have we considered this? And he'd be like, well, yeah, we can do that and we can do this. Then I take his information, bring it back, throw it back into the AI. Say, okay, yo, this is what my folks came up with. What's the pros and the cons of this? All right. Are there any other angles that we might be missing? And then I could take that again and run it into either Gemini and Grok to get second and third and fourth opinions. Like, it's literally like having a team of negotiators, and I'm looking at it and I can see everything. So now when something is coming over from the other side, pause, I'm not blindsided. I don't feel like I'm ignorant to what's happening. I'm not ignorant to the options. I'm not ignorant to the opportunities or the different things that can occur, right? But this can only happen when you have an intelligently programmed AI, right? When you are able to basically input the right things, ask for the certain things, ask it to act as if it's a this or a that, and making sure that it's giving you back good answers. And then you're supposed to take those answers and you're supposed to cross-reference with them in different AI systems. Because I will take ChatGPT and then I will cross-reference with Grok, or I will then take it from there and then go into Gemini and see if I'm getting something that's kind of consistent. You know, and if it's not consistent, one AI might give me something a little slightly different output than the others, and then we have to kind of cross-reference those things, and we have to keep digging deeper and deeper, just to kind of make sure that we're getting to where we got to get to. Look, we don't, listen. We're not playing any games out here, Ant, for real. Like I'm telling you, I'll take y'all to the promised land. Y'all just gotta listen. I know folks be looking like we only making beats. We not just making beats, man. I'm telling you. Wait till that Patreon open. We're not just making beats, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna tell you. I'm telling you what it is. It's like having that. It's like low key having that uncle that can tell you what you need to do to make sure that you ain't losing. It's real, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the whole thing. Is like if you want to take 2 steps back, you know, as a community, we taking a lot of L's. And we're taking the L's because we're not sharing the information. We're taking the L's is because we're not willing to learn. We're taking the L's because we're not willing to read. Okay? We're taking the L's because we're not willing to accept the things that are changing. We're not willing to accept it. We're not willing to accept that, that might not be the right direction for us. We're not willing to accept it. And then we keep losing, and then we keep looking and saying, why we keep losing? It's because we're resistant to change. We're resistant to it. We don't want things to change, but you have to look at it and say, okay, well, why are we fighting to change? We're not getting much now. Like, what are we what are we fighting to maintain? It's like, how are you fighting to maintain that when you can actually go on the other side and see if you can make more? Yeah. I haven't MPC2 videos. I haven't really seen that. Listen, man, shout out to everybody that's on the live, man. We about to really get to business. It's really like, we got a few more days till summer start for real. And we really about to get to some real business, man, and really want people to understand, like, we about to really get to the chicken.
Arkatech Beatz.
this beat. We're gonna add an auto tail on that. Shout out to Optimus Wave, man. Thanks for the gifts, man. Listen, we're here every night, man. I'll try to get on earlier tomorrow, man. I was really trying to get at 9 o'clock, but my kids got these summer hours right now, so it's crazy. Trying to get these kids to go down at 9 o'clock. It ain't really happening. It's not really happening, but it was a cool weekend, man. You know, I had to take my kids on the plane for the first time. I never really put them on any planes. Was waiting for them to get kind of old enough where I know they can manage themselves on there. So it was a good experience for the first time on. Most times we go on vacation, we just drive where we got to go. You know what I'm saying? I have like a 6 to 8 hour drive rule. You know what I mean? If it's further than that, then I ain't really going. But now that they good with the flying, they did real good on the airport. Follow directions real good. I had to worry about nobody's, having no ear problems. None of that stuff. They was just dead tired. They was dead tired though. But we was on the move from like early morning flights. Nah, man. 82 DC, man. It's not gonna take over it like that, man. Listen, man. I think everything still has its place, man. You know what I mean? But you definitely want to play with it. You want to play with the Suno. You want to play with the Udio, because you want to put yourself in the position that when it starts to become a situation like, say for example, you go in there and you train it and you want to get like different loops and samples and stuff. Suppose you want to train it to make its own samples. The only issue is that you can't use it commercially. Right? So that's why a lot of people kind of stay away from it for right now, because you can't release it. You can't take it and put it out and profit off of it. But when that changes, man, watch out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to watch out, But imagine the guys that already got the dope catalogs, man. By the time you train your AI, you're going to be spitting out music like left and right, man. But you got to train your AI, you know what I mean? It's only going to be as good as you will train him to be. So shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. We had 21,000 likes. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody that's following. Shout out to the new followers. I'm going to listen to that Lil Wayne joint, though, probably tomorrow. I'm going to listen to it. Yo, and I think what a lot of artists have to realize too, especially the artists that are getting older. The artists that are getting older, in order for you to continue to put out dope music, it definitely has to be subject matter based, right? You have to have good subject matter right now. You have to be talking about something, saying something, right? A lot of the stuff where we just rapping to rap. Like, a lot of us outgrow that, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of us want to hear a little bit more substance. We want to hear a little bit of, current themes, good, bad, or indifferent, you know what I mean? I think that's probably the appeal of Nas, why he can never really have a situation where he can't put out music, is because he's always been a person to talk about, events, current events, things that are happening, and kind of mix that in with just regular, rapping and bravado. But he's able to do that very good. Now while other guys just be rapping just to be rapping, don't know where that goes, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have substance, man. And remember your boy Weezy, he don't really like to talk about current events. He don't talk about politics. He don't talk about this. He don't talk about that. He don't really have a position on a lot of things. So, I don't know how much y'all gonna be able to manage those raps the way that they are right now. It may not appeal to you at this age. So, gotta wait and see. Gotta see what those numbers are come next week. Nah, I never met Lauryn Hill. But I have met one of the cousins, Isaiah Hill. Shout out to him. He plays Jace Carson on that show, Swagger. Shout out to him. Shout out to my homie, Sean Anthony Baker. He on that show. So that's how I got to meet those guys.
Arkatech Beatz. Arkatech Beatz.
Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. About to sign off in a hot second. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Am I reading that right? Yeah, that's crazy. Juan Hernandez is asking me on YouTube, what did we do with RZA? We did a record with RZA and Raekwon and an American Cream Team called It Ain't a Game. It was off that Black and White soundtrack, if y'all remember that movie from 2000. Or was it 99 or 2000? One of them movies, one of them years, where it had Power, Raekwon, Brooke Shields, Elijah Wood, right? Lord of the Rings, Elijah Wood. Robert Downey Jr. This is Robert Downey, out of before Iron Man, but right after, all of the issues that he used to have. Who else in that movie? Really a star. These are a star-studded cast. Mike Tyson. So we worked on the score and the soundtrack for that movie. For Killer Army, we did on their second album, we did a record called Lady Sings the Blues and Nonchalantly. But RZA is on that record with Ray. It's a record with Raekwon, American Cream Team, and RZA. RZA's the last verse on that record. It was a single. I got a video and everything more. So if you got a record with a feature, that's still a record with the artist, bro. Shout out to the new followers. Shout out to the new followers, man. I'm kind of scared to look at my phone to see what this what my comments look like. Cause people be going crazy online. That's for sure. Oh yeah, it's going crazy. We're gonna make it do what it do. But for the most part, folks, we're gonna be back here tomorrow trying to get it in. I'm gonna come on a little bit earlier, pause, and we're gonna get right to it. And like I said, we're building up the Patreon. I hope to have it by the end of the month. Just trying to get enough content up there, and also we're gonna be uploading a lot more beats. Just for people who are interested, you know what I mean? So just trying to open that up and work with a couple new artists. And we got a few more things that we're working on too, man. Listen, stay tuned. I'm telling you, you're about to see it for what it is, for real, for real. Somebody said, I've ever seen the video where RZA on that beat thing. Yeah. Unfortunately. Listen, man, sometimes, listen, I think what happens sometimes too, man, is some of us, peace out, bro. I think some of us kind of get caught into that thing, man, where people will say, hey, you sampling, and be like, oh, you're not a real musician because you don't play an instrument, you blah, blah, blah. And I think guys trying to get too caught up into that, trying to now prove to the academy or these guys that, I'm a real musician, I got to learn how to play 10 instruments. And I think ultimately it destroys your sound. I think a lot of producers fall into that, hip-hop producers, and also a lot of guys got tired of sampling because they were getting killed on the clearance side, and they were losing a lot of money, millions of dollars, because of sampling. So they they said, hey, I gotta play some of this stuff ourselves, and then I think some of the music took a hit for that, But now we got a whole lot of different sources to sample from, so now you don't really have to lose the integrity of your music in the name of not sampling, if that makes sense. But until tomorrow, peace, everybody.